you're trying to lose weight, then chances are you've tried intermittent fasting and it probably worked for the first couple of weeks, but after a while, the result basically stopped. Well, in today's video, I'm gonna explain why that is, how you can fix it, and why it's probably not the best way to lose weight. My name is Raul, and I'm a nutrition coach and personal trainer, and I've been in the industry for 15 years, helping people just like you who are basically stuck and you don't know what method you should choose to actually lose the weight. So let's break down intermittent fasting and how we can use it to our benefit and why it often stops working. The first thing we need to understand is why intermittent fasting often helps a lot of people lose weight in the beginning. You see, if you're trying to lose weight, you basically need to get less calories coming into your body and put your body in a calorie deficit, which is basically just when your body doesn't have enough energy coming in, so it starts choosing some of the fat around your body as the energy it's going to use as fuel. Now, if you are doing intermittent fasting, chances are you've decided that you're going to have a small eating window. Let's say that for you, that eating window might be between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Now, a lot of people, by doing this eating window where they're not eating all the time, they're basically just choosing to eat for a certain period of the day, they are going to drop certain meals out of their day. For a lot of people, that might mean that you're missing things like breakfast. It might mean like maybe you're missing lunch too. Maybe you're missing the snacks that you're having like after breakfast. And maybe you are not binging at night like you used to. So what ends up happening is you've dropped a shitload of calories out of your diet, which means that maybe for the first couple of days, maybe even weeks if you got lucky, you've put your body in a calorie deficit. However, after a few weeks go by, your body's pretty smart and it's gonna eventually start asking for those calories back because you probably have lost some weight. So now you're a little bit hungrier, you're a little bit more tired. So in the eating window between 12 and 8 p.m., you might not have the same discipline that you did at the beginning. And now you're actually consuming more calories, which is now more than likely no longer putting your body in a calorie deficit. You might even be in a calorie surplus, which is why you're not only not losing weight, you might actually be gaining weight. Bullshit, I know, right? So here is the fix. Whether you choose to utilize intermittent fasting as a strategy to control your calorie intake, what you actually need to do is you need to track your calories. So you need to understand how many calories you need to be eating. You need to put your body in a calorie deficit, and I have a free calculator in the link below that you can utilize so you can work out what that is. And once you understand how many calories your body needs, you can choose how you divide those calories any way you want. If you want to skip breakfast, you could do that. If you wanted to have breakfast and you don't want to do intermittent fasting, that also works. Here's the good thing. There's nothing magical about fasting that's actually making you lose the weight. The reason why you're losing weight is because you are controlling your calorie intake. And whether you choose to skip breakfast or not doesn't actually make that much of a difference, which should be good news to you because personally, I think breakfast is probably one of the best meals in the day. I mean, who doesn't love bacon and eggs? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna work out what your calorie intake is. And now instead of just focusing on having a window of time where you're eating or not eating, you're gonna actually just focus on making sure that you are in a calorie deficit on a day-by-day basis. This way you can reintroduce things like breakfast back into your diet, which I actually highly recommend because working with people, one of the biggest signs that I see when people are actually pretty overweight is they don't have breakfast, they have a really small lunch, they have a really large dinner, and then they end up binging most of their calories really late at night. So by making sure that you are actually having some breakfast in the morning where you're actually not that hungry and you can make good decisions, you can ensure that you're having a good amount of protein, good amount of fiber in your diet, and you're starting the day with a decent amount of nutrients so you can actually be productive throughout the day. And now, if you're the kind of person who has tried a lot of different methods, but you're just missing accountability and you need someone to really dig in there and figure out what's going wrong in your nutrition, well, my waitlist for my coaching program is open now. You can click in the link below of this video to apply to join, to put your details in so that I can contact you with all the information on how you can get started if you're interested. Anyway, team, I gotta go to jiu-jitsu. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and peace.